Hi, everyone. I am talking about Summer is Here, which is the most traditional picture book that I've written. Very simple text, and it just is a girl who is full of joy because summer has arrived. It's the first day of summer, and she's just enjoying it with her family and her friends. And I just wanted to tell a story of Black joy. I wanted to center fun and excitement. It is important that I write about those historical events and all of the biographies that I do. But I think it's also important to just let kids have fun and imagine and play. And so that's what this book is about.
How did you envision the book when you were writing it, versus how the end product might have surprised you?
I try not to envision a whole lot when I know I'm working on a picture book. I'm trying to leave space for the illustrator to tell the story through images. So I'm mindful that I'm not overly describing how things look, because I want the illustrator to have that, storytelling power. I knew that I wanted a dark-skinned Black girl, smiling and having fun. That was kind of the only thing I was envisioning. And so I was overjoyed and not surprised because I knew that B. Jackson, she's the illustrator, I knew she was going to work her magic and do her thing because she's brilliant and amazing.
Let me pick one of the spreads from your books and tell us the story behind it.
Throughout the book, Summer is personified like it's a woman. So she brings me, she does this, she does that. So Summer brings the little girl a dance. But the spread that I love is when we get to see her by herself, being fly and dancing and just being like cute. I think she's so cute here. And so, like, showing off her moves. The page says, I plunge in, and with every turn of the ropes, I show off my moves. And this just feels so confident. I love that B has this moment of her not just playing and having fun, but also like asserting her personality, that she's confident and she can dance. There's a lot of images in the book where she's with a group of people. And that's one of the few spreads where she's really by herself, kind of just taking up all of the space and having fun. So I like that spread a lot.
So I'd love to hear from you how you made sure to fully represent your main character in such a small amount of text.
I try to really tread lightly with that because I trust the illustrator and I want them to bring whatever they have to the story. But it was important to me that she had natural hair, that she was dark skinned, and then I asked for body diversity so that we would just see different sizes. So, like, the mom is thick and I appreciate that. And there's a man later who's grilling who is also just a big guy. And it's just there's a child who is big. And I love that there's diversity of size in the book. And she didn't just do it to one character. There are several. And so it makes it, I think, feel even more realistic, that everyone is kind of just different, how we are, how we actually show up. But as a writer, I'm really trying to just tell the best story that I can tell and hope that it inspires the illustrator to add on to that story. So I'm always just thinking of space and breath and letting the person who's going to come accompany me in this storytelling make sure that they have enough room to actually tell the story too.
What gave you the idea to start this project the first time you ever thought of it?
I had this idea a long, long time ago. I loved the story. I wanted to make sure one day I would be able to tell it. And so I just held on to it. And then all this time later, after writing some of the books that are more serious or that, challenge and push back against racism, sexism, and all the other things I write about, I needed a break. I needed to kind of exhale and just have some joy. I wanted my readers to. Picture books are hard. If you're used to writing a lot of words and you have a lot of space, when you have to consolidate it and think about how do you tell a story with the least amount of words, that is quite challenging for those of us who have lots of words. So it was a hard book to write, but also really fun. I think sometimes when we're talking about like writing realistic fiction or even biographies, people focus on the hardest part of a person's life, but our joy is real too. Like that is a part of the Black community. We have fun and laugh and dance and, the cookouts and all the things that I remember about being a kid. I want all that reflected in children's literature too, not just the hardship and the sadness and all of that. So I love that we're creating in this time where we can kind of push the narrative and take creative risk and do some things that we feel are missing or that are there but don't get amplified enough.